Jai Guruji Maharaj, Shukrana Guruji Maharaj. With folded hands and gratitude in my heart, I bow to the lotus feet of a beloved Guruji. With his divine grace and due permission, I would like to start the reading of chapter 44, Satsang number 40 from the holy book, Holy Mahagranth, Light of Divinity. Guruji steers car 100 km without petrol. Mr. Grewal, a businessman, happened to be at his father-in-law's place at the Punjab Agricultural University when Guruji arrived there with some devotees. It was late at night and everybody had langar. Mr. Grewal had to take Guruji back to the temple at Jalandhar. Guruji and he started out in a Maruti 800 and had gone some distance when Mr. Grewal realized that there was very little petrol in the car. He was worried. He was quite sure no petrol pump would be open at that time. It was the early 90s, the heyday of terrorism in the state, and people shut shop quite early. Mr. Grewal also knew that at late night hours both policemen and terrorists prowled the roads. Sitting next to him, Guruji immediately read his mind and told him not to be afraid. "Why are you so worried?" Mr. Grewal remembers Guruji telling him, "We have enough petrol, just keep driving." Mr. Grewal drove on, but he knew the petrol was going to give out sooner rather than later. They had reached Guria midway on the Ludhiana-Jalandhar road since Guruji had spoken, when Mr. Grewal felt doubts forcing their way into his mind again. Guruji responded immediately once again with his reassurance, "You are still worried? Keep driving confidently. We have enough petrol." At his words, Mr. Grewal suddenly realized that they had driven 40 km from Ludhiana on an amount of fuel that would not have taken them beyond 4 km. He realized that a divine will was fueling his car, not petrol. Soon they reached the Jalandhar temple without any problems. At the end of the journey, Guruji said, "See, I have driven the car without petrol. But be sure to put petrol in the morning. The car will not run without it then." Mr. Grewal says, after this personal experience of the divine force, he surrendered himself to Guruji. He found that Guruji was not an ordinary saint or a pandit. He is far, far above them. He is a Sadguru, true Guru. After 80 years, water fills Rajasthan well. There are no limitations to Guruji's grace. His is a power of compassion that towers above all. So it was in Jaipur when lakhs received Guruji's blessings. Guruji Maharaj had gone there in 1994 and stayed with Brigadier, now retired General Mohan Singh for a month. Hundreds would come for his darshan. They came from the desert of the Rajasthan in bullock carts and tongas, and they came with their worries and problems. Through a glance or a benediction given through the means of a copper tumbler, Guruji would help them. His devotees, Mr. Grewal being one of them, would act as interpreters for the people. He remembers how once the members of a panchayat approached Guruji with a peculiar problem. The community well had been dry for 80 years. Could Guruji get it to fill with water? 3 days later, the answer was a very loud yes. Through the streets of Jaipur, the villagers came as a party, making noisy celebrations with drums along the way and chanting, "Guru Baba, the water has come." Guruji advised the exhilarated villagers never to sell the water. Others who came to him were similarly relieved, whether they were plagued by disease or agitated by mental conflict or family strife. It was not only the commoners who were blessed. When Maharaja and Major Bhavani Singh came, he was carried up to Guruji by 4 people. A few days later, he was healthy enough to walk around. Diamonds and petals out of thin air. Sometimes it is just the heartfelt desire of a devotee that gets Guruji, the embodiment of Lord Shiva, who is famed as the easily pleased Ashutosh, to respond. It so happened with Mr. Grewal's wife, Mrs. Rimple. Guruji was with the Sangat in district Sangrur, Punjab. He asked Mrs. Rimple to come before him and materialize 2 beautiful diamond studs and place them on her hands. The Guru's gift was gift wrapped in English pound. 12 years after they were gifted to his wife, they still retain a rosy fragrance typical of Guruji's presence. At other times, Guruji gives especially needed blessings. New Year's Eve was being celebrated by the Sangat at the residence of Mr. Garewal's father-in-law. Suddenly, a shower of petals came forth from the air and continued falling on his father-in-law for a couple of minutes. Another 10 minutes later, a lady devotee, Mrs. Burden, was similarly blessed. The miracles showed the Guru's love for his disciples, for as Mr. Garewal says, Guruji needs nothing from you. In fact, he takes your misery-causing karma upon himself to relieve you of suffering. All he wants is your love and faith. Satsang, as narrated of Mr. Garewal, Gurgaon-based businessman. With this, first and foremost, I would like to seek forgiveness from our beloved Guruji if there was any mistake during the narration of this beautiful divine satsang. Also, I would like to seek your forgiveness for the same and would like to invite all of you in the reading of next divine satsang from the holy book Light of Divinity. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you each and every one of you.